Roblox is a platform that should be known to be a child-friendly and brand-safe game on which children can play video games without being molested or groomed. That is like the entire theory behind Roblox and them getting into programming, but we will disregard that. And this would be entirely possible to achieve if it wasn't for David Baszucki, a name that should immediately trigger a Winter Soldier moment in any parent's mind which his kid had a bad experience on Roblox. Saying his name is the equivalent to saying Voldemort in Harry Potter or Judge Hold'em when it was still the Wild West in the US, because he is the CEO of Roblox, and he is also the person that wants to introduce dating at all costs to this platform. Mind you, a platform mostly used by kids or people who want to interact with children in a bad sense. I truly don't know what is going on with this man. He seems to have like this internal drive to force people to date on his platform. That seems to be his #1 goal in life, to make people date. I don't know if he's like on the 3rd evolution stage of a cuckold because he gets off through Tinder chats on Reddit and he now wants to make his own content farm to have infinite chat logs where people interact with each other and try to date each other so he could jerk off to that. And for some reason he also marketed it as 17 plus. Hello David, did you know that 17 is still a minor? You should not introduce that, because that just opens up justifications for predators to groom 17-year-olds. And to the dating thing comes that there doesn't really seem to be any pushback for predators on the platform. We see countless cases of people legitimately getting kidnapped, kids getting kidnapped through Roblox, and we don't really see Roblox getting held accountable or taking serious action to prevent this type of stuff until like this year, when the Roblox community had enough, when they banned a person like Schlepp who, you know, catches predators on their platform. They needed a Batman because the police wasn't working, you know what I mean? People kind of, you know, groom minors on Roblox. That's not great. And we finally see serious actions to actually protect children. Oh, and this is a little fun fact that I want to throw in. These kind of safety features would legitimately not have been implemented because people at Roblox actually tried to implement them, but Roblox straight up rejected them. So it legitimately had to get to this point until Roblox would take action. They don't give a fuck if kids get kidnapped. They give a fuck if their public image gets hurt. That is sociopath activity. Unironically, there is 20 federal lawsuits against Roblox as a company for child safety. Mind you, they advertise it as a child-safe platform. Hey man, I don't know any other company in the world that has 20 federal lawsuits for child safety that claims to be a child-safe platform. You know, I think that's a little bit conflicting. This motherfucker is collecting these like the Dragon Balls, like the 6 Infinity Stones. He has to get all the lawsuits at all costs. We gotta get every child molested first to understand how the molester works. I know this is a little bit of a long-winded intro, but I'm really tired and this topic pisses me the fuck off. Anyway, we get to today's video because an interview was released with Roblox's CEO, and the first question is legitimately the most important part. The interview starts off with a real bang. When asked what he thinks of the problem of predators on Roblox, Baszucki replied, "We think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well. How do we allow young people to build, communicate, and hang out together? How do we build the future of communication at the same time? Who do the young people choose as their leader? NBA Youngboy?" What fucking answer was that? So, Baszucki, the only thing you just said was, yeah, Predator's kind of chill, right? They are kind of chill. They are. He legitimately did not answer the question at all. And that was a question right off the bat. That wasn't in the middle of the interview where his brain power completely depleted, where the robot's energy was empty. He was able to respond. And it's not like I'm cutting the response. He further responds with, so we've been, I think, in a good way working on this ever since we started. See, I don't know what you're referring to. Are you talking about that you're working on child safety? Because that's a lie, you know? We have proof to back that up, that that's a lie, dude. And so fast forward to where we are today, it's just like every week, what is the latest tech? At that scale, we are at 150 million daily active users, 11 billion hours a month. Like, what is the best way to keep pushing this forward? Buddy asked you about pedophiles on your platform, and you said, hey buddy, money spread right here. 150 million active users. Where are you 150 million? I don't talk to anybody that doesn't have 100 million users at least. What kind of dumbass response is that? That didn't even answer the question. Matter of fact, it didn't even address the question. At this point, I want to share a theory about this man that I had for a while now. This is a robot that is programmed, and every time somebody mentions the word predator, pedophile, child molester, molested, kidnapped, or whatsoever, anything connected to a crime case connected to Roblox, his brain immediately defaults to, we have this and this, insert number, active daily users, we have this number, and that's found everywhere, by the way. Every response to this drama is said lightly, to, you know, children not feeling safe, they do an actual fucking money spread. They hit you with the, Bazooki, what do you think about the kid that was kidnapped? Not to sound pretentious, but, you know, that's actually a really great opportunity. I really like that question. 150 million active users. Yeah, a lot of people play my game. Yeah. If you ask Bazooki about the topic of child safety, he legitimately defaults to self-sucking his cock. Oh, but the goat that made this interview actually backtracked and later on asked Bazooki about challenges of handling user safety, and the guy responds with saying, I think we actually see there being an incredible opportunity. Buddy loves that word opportunity. He sees an opportunity in anything. He sees a child molested and says, yep, that's an opportunity to make money. Bazooki replies, like the gaming space, in a way, 190 billion. So we can now have about 3 or 4% of that, I guess 3%, coming through Roblox. So I would see we like to scale. It creates an opportunity for individual game creators who might be making their game by themselves without part of a system like that to make it as a part of an overall system. Hey buddy, the guy asked you about handling user safety. You didn't even answer the question at all. Like, nothing in that response answered the question at all. I have to wonder, did he hear the question? Does he understand English? Is this a foreign language? Is there a chip in his brain that automatically translates everything into Mandarin, so he just has to guess and gives his best shot? And this is a scary thing to see, honestly, all around, because this is the CEO. This is the person that does a ton of decision making, or has people around him with the same mindset as him that do the decision making about the platform for children. He doesn't see children being kidnapped, children being groomed on their platform as a problem. He sees it as a business opportunity that is incredibly terrifying to think about. And truly, I don't think he should run that platform. I think he should be impeached. I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't even know if they can get rid of him. Let's just say, okay, hypothetically, I'm a parent and I stumble by coinciding hypothetically onto this news article that covers this exact interview. I would be terrified. Hell, I would just block Roblox. He would have a better time playing League of Legends at this point. He's safer on that platform. Yeah, I just wanted to yap about it. I'm gonna go to sleep now.